There's no skeletons in my butt.
What happened to him, Leon?
If there were any ever, but there weren't. But if there were, I would have pooped him out by now.
There we go. There's your cold open, bud.
Logic is sound.
Powerful poops.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. These two are fighting.
I could see Leon pooping in a cat box.
Over cat litter. I am, as always, Bud Robinson. This is the BREWDCAST. I don't know if
Not that flexible.
I am, as always, Bud Robinson.
You just bend over and spread your butt cheeks apart and poop in the cat box. How hard can it be?
Did you know Emma Thompson knows how to pee in a field? Like, without a toilet. She just, she knows how to do it with a dress on. She taught, all of her actresses in some movie.
Oh.
Me too.
Can you poop in a field?
I mean, it's
Leon?
probably easier for you than it is.
Are you saying that you couldn't poop in a cat box because the area is too small and you couldn't aim your turds well enough? Is that your argument? Because that I'll believe. Because I feel like
sure, we'll go with that.
I feel like when you poop, there's a lot of movement and it's very erratic.
What even is this? This is going to be a ridiculous podcast.
But okay. Let's go with that.
If you were standing, hovering, I feel like there'd be a lot of movement. You know? Because I feel like you're a powerful pusher.
My knees are pretty shitty, so yeah, probably.
Get old man knees. Okay, bud, what are we doing?
I've had old man knees for fucking 10 years now.
There's an episode of one of the Bear Grylls shows where he teaches, I think it's Emily Blunt, how to poop in the wild. And one of them is you grab a branch like this and then you just squat. So I'm just saying, get a branch or something.
Hey.
Anyway, for anybody who doesn't know what Hardee's is, it's also known as Carl's Jr. I wanted to kill the vibe a little bit.
Yeah, dude, that was so weird when I moved out here. I'm like, where the fuck the Hardee's at?
Yeah, there's so much stuff that's weird.
Oh, Carl's Jr. is Hardee's? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Can't rebrand anything.
I'm going to derail this even further. You guys remember when fucking Hardee's had the roast beef sandwiches?
Yeah.
Those were good. I miss those.
Okay.
I still have them. You can still get them.
They have them at Hardee's?
Yeah.
Because they don't have them at Carl's Jr.
They bring them back. You can still get them. They're not like they used to be, though. They're not like they used to be.
No. Pity.
I mean,
okay, so we talked about Hardee's. We talked about shitting ourselves.
There's also
what's
Arby's.
Next?
Shitting in
Arby's is good.
litter boxes.
I'm taking all of this off the whiteboard because we don't need to talk about any of it. Let's talk about fast food shit, like Jack in the Box.
Let's do this.
I used to go to Jack in the Box all the time when I lived out there because we had one right down the road. I know they probably have them here.
When I was in Akron. I lived literally down the street from a Jack in the Box, and I never went there because they had bags of potatoes sitting out and threw me for a loop.
They had bags of potatoes out.
You walk in the door and there was bags of potatoes, and they'd go to make fries and come and grab another bag of potatoes.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Five Guys?
No. It was Jack in the Box.
That's weird.
Yeah, Jack in the Box fries do have skin on.
Yeah, it was It was definitely Jack in the Box.
That's so.
Because I drove past it all the time, and I was like, I don't really want to eat there. Their potatoes are on the floor. Someone could have piddled on those potatoes.
Oh God.
Very common occurrence in French fries.
Jack in the Box is kind of a, I've had several beverages tonight. I don't have any food in the fridge. I guess I'll just have some of that because I have $6 and I'm hungry.
Fuck that shit, man. DoorDash makes anything possible. DoorDash, man, that's where it's at. Are we legitimately going to talk about wrestling? Or are we just...
No. Who cares?
Wrestling.
We got derailed in fucking 8 seconds on this episode. We got nothing.
Derailed implies that we were ever on the rails, and we were not.
But get us on the rails. That's your job.
I have some stuff here, but there's two big things that I wanted to talk about.
What was that paper, bud?
AEW Fight Forever. Because a little tiny bit of information came out about it. And then I realized we haven't talked about this at all, which is shocking because I feel like at least me in town are excited for that. I don't know about you, Leon, because you're not really
video games.
Leon's got a PS3.
Depends on the engine they use for it.
Leon's got a PS3.
I do.
doesn't have a PS4.
It is not released for PS3. Sorry.
Or 4. I think
you could get it for
5.
Switch.
Oh,
no, it's out.
shit.
It's going to come out for 4.
Okay.
According to Wikipedia, I don't know. They might be
Wikipedia. Wrong. What info do you have? I've read a lot about it.
So the one big thing. So they've had like, they haven't announced their roster or anything, but like
Punk's
they have Punk is one of the guys, and there had been some concern that he was not going to be in it because he was stripped off the cover art, and he was he was suspended, so they didn't know if he was coming back, so they didn't know he was, but he's in it. No matter what happens with his contract, I have read that he is in it.
I think the cover boy should be Orange Cassidy. You knew I was going to say that, though.
It should be Ricky Starks. I don't know who it's going to be. I really don't.
It's going to be a mix. I imagine Kenny Omega.
Sting. Jeff Jarrett.
Fuck you, bud. Fuck you. Be saying that blasphemy.
Although I watched a video of him today, and I'm more appreciative of his role.
Here.
Was it a video of someone hitting him in the face with a brick?
It was not.
That's the only video of him I want to see.
He was doing an interview, and they asked what his day job was, and apparently his primary role is booking, promoting, and like getting venues and stuff.
What?
Yeah, he's not booking. Thank God.
He's a great booker. He's not. I can't even make a joke out of that.
He's a good promoter.
There's a mode in Fight Forever that is like the Orange Cassidy mode. There's
sloth mode.
There's a certain mode in the game, like there's a certain like little thing you can play, and it's like based around Orange Cassidy. I've read that in like 4 different spots.
I wonder if that's the career mode.
No, I think it's like a special game mode. Do they have the what the hell was the name of the Miyamosa match or whatever that he had with Jericho? Do they have that in the game?
No.
Yeah, do they have that with
Not presently. So here's the thing that really another part of this that really interests me is that they have said that they are not going to do a yearly release. Like
I think that's good.
SmackDown.
I think that's good.
What they're planning on doing is just like releasing expansions and season updates and stuff like that.
That's how I would do it at this point.
Yeah, it's brilliant because like you look at SmackDown, and it's just like it's essentially the same game every year,
but you're paying for like
new wrestlers, and
you're paying for a different color of John Cena's t-shirt.
Pretty much. I mean, occasionally they like play around with what the game modes are and what the match types are, but like the differences are not that. Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't you say though that's the problem?
Like with Matt.
That's the problem with Madden football too. Is nothing ever fucking changes. That game's unplayable, and I'm mad about it.
Yeah, it's the new fucking it's the new rosters,
booty cheeks,
new rookies. It's a couple of fucking, it's a couple of cosmetic things, and yeah,
booty cheeks. It's bad. Madden's bad. I hate it.
I haven't played it. All I play nowadays is Head Coach.
You would.
I love that game. It's fun.
I play NCAA,
and I think we all know that Leanne is not good on the sticks. So Head Coach is way more up my alley.
You just said sticks and head in this like the same sentence.
Do you fucking remember when we got it was NCAA 06? So it had been like in 2005.
Yeah.
And everybody was still around, and we decided to play a season of NCAA football.
Oh God.
And Rainville was Iowa, Jensen was Penn State, you were USC.
I was USC?
You were USC.
Dear God.
And I was Nebraska. And we all got to make one player. And we all wound up playing each other like in some way, like Jensen and Rainville played. And it was like the worst game of football ever because I think Jensen missed like 5 field goals and Rainville beat him like 6-0. And then you kept losing to the computer. Then I think you played Jensen, and Jensen just fucking routed you. And then Rainville and I played the national championship, and I destroyed him.
Oh God, that actually does sound familiar.
Yeah, that's exactly like I'd like 70 to.
And that would have infuriated me. I would have lost my mind.
I feel like I was there for part of it.
I got a feeling like I feel like I threw a bunch of picks in that game.
Yeah, you did.
I have zero action recollection. It just feels familiar.
I remember that. That was a good one. That was a funny one.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Fight Forever. I'm gonna get it probably. I'm probably gonna get it for my PS5. Probably get it for Steam.
Yeah, I will probably go for Steam.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get it on both just because.
I might.
Well, I'll probably get it on Steam first, but I like the capabilities of on the PC. You can do a little more modding. So, what other news do you have, bud?
There are also apparently 9 match types, and one of the included ones is Exploding Barbed Wire Deathmatch. Also, another one is the Lights Out match.
Really thinking of Exploding Barbed Wire Deathmatch, but no Mimosa match. Terrible.
One of those was better than the other, and it wasn't the one that you think it would be.
I've not seen it, so I can't say one way or the other. I think I saw the barbed wire match.
It was a little popcorn fart of an explosion.
It was, yeah. No, I remember that part.
Boof.
Mox and fucking Kingston basically 69ing.
They should have just killed him. I mean, we would have responded to it better. Like, we've been mad long term. Like, short term, we were like, oh, that was fucking cool.
That's all I have for Fight Forever.
We'll have more.
I am super interested, and they still don't have a release date. I guess I'm not surprised about them. Like
development for like 2 years now, hasn't it?
I think it was in development before then. Like basically, when AEW started, they were in talks with Ukes.
You got to remember though, nowadays video games are taking a lot longer. So they're bringing back NCAA football, which really excites me. And they've been working on that now for 3 years, and it's not coming out till 2024. And they have the Madden engine that they're building it off of, but they're taking all that time to work on it and to make it good because people hate Madden. People fucking hate Madden. It's like the worst scored game for users there is. So I think they're trying to avoid that. I think they're trying to make more of a sim football game for NCAA, which is how it always was. Madden was a little more arcadey. NCAA was a little more football knowledge.
I think if you
that's probably what AEW is doing with this game.
Yeah, I think what they're doing is they're making the base solid so that they don't have to update it as much, and then they can add shit because they have like what they call a full creation suite, where you can make wrestlers and movesets and entrances. So I would presume that adding that stuff from the developer side is going to be much easier. Like
I don't remember the last time I played a wrestling game and got to make a stupid character because making characters on SmackDown,
oh my god, it's awful.
WWE, whatever the fuck it is, it became so bad.
It's
so bad.
They had the same engine for like the same setup for making a character for like 10 years, and then when was the last one you played? It was worse.
What was the last one you played?
One that Punk was on the cover of.
Yeah,
I have
19, I think. No, 16.
Punk was on the cover of. Was it 16?
It was the last. It was the last one that Punk was in. I don't remember if he was on the cover.
I'm looking.
Punk left in like 14.
Well, then it was probably 15.
I want to say it was 13.
14 was The Rock.
Okay. Maybe it was 13.
13 was CM Punk.
Yeah. It was
I think the last one I played, if I'm not mistaken, was 17. I got the 2K17 on Black Friday for like $9, and I bought the disc back when you bought discs because no one buys discs anymore. And I played it, and I'm like, "This is
what?
Same.
People don't buy discs no more?
No, my PS5 doesn't even have a disc drive.
Really?
Yeah, it's just better.
Are you fucking with me?
No, seriously. You buy it all online and just download it. That's what they want people to do.
Mm-hmm.
I have this thing.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
One has this here.
It's bullshit.
This is a hard drive that I have to put on my PS5 so I can get more memory on it. I just have not gotten around to it, and it's just sitting here. But I digress.
Bites.
Yeah, I got a good one. I always get good stuff, but then I forget and just kind of sits there. But that one I got super cheap, and that was the last one I played. And I remember thinking it's no different from. I think 2K8 was the first one on the PS3, And it felt exactly the same. It felt no different.
Yeah, it's not.
Played the same. It's just, but it's not. I don't know. It's whatever. But
we don't have to play it anymore because AEW Fight Forever is coming out.
Hopefully it's good. That's all I care about is that's good.
And if it's not, then we can play.
We all know who's going to be champion on Town's game.
Jeff Jarrett.
Danhausen.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to get a Jeff Jarrett call. Create a wrestler. Make him champion.
Oh, please.
You don't think he's going to be in the main roster?
He's going to be a fucking DLC.
He's going to be an Undertaker DLC where he's going to be like 99% overall.
Yeah, then he'll come in and he'll like ruin all your seasons while beating you, no matter what you do. Gotta look strong in the game, pal.
No.
That was actually Triple H. Now that I think about it, I did that.
No matter what happens in the game, no matter how well you're doing, Jeff Jarrett just shows up and he destroys your character. On everything. Sends you back to developmental.
Here you go, slap nuts, and hits you with a guitar.
Calls you slap nuts and hits you with a guitar.
And then he laughs.
Broke 10,000 guitars and never drew a dime.
I think if I went to an AEW show and sat in the front row and he came out, I would literally stand up and face my chair the other way. Like, I just fucking do it.
Now I need you front row at an AEW show.
Yeah, like I just be like, oh, it's Jarrett. Oh, here goes Town. He's just gonna fucking turn around. Yep, okay, that's enough of that shit. Tried every time Jarrett comes out, you turn around.
I think that would be all right. I think that would be all right. So the other piece of paper that I have is the Tony Khan ROH Final Battle 2022 media call that he did yesterday, maybe today.
Are you going to talk about the thing with William Regal?
So yeah, the biggest thing that I think came out of it was William Regal explaining that he was in talks about leaving since October. Which is, I mean, it's surprising, but also not surprising, I suppose. And that
wants to be with his kid.
He's like, Tony Khan is super cool about it, which I appreciate.
Except he can't go on TV.
He can't go on TV. Yes, which makes sense.
For like
a year.
And that's for a while. Is it a year?
I think it's a year. I think I read a year somewhere in here. Okay. Yeah, I
think
that makes a lot of sense. Because that's not. I don't think that's what he wants to do. I don't think that's why he's going to WWE.
No, he wants to be by his kid. He wants to go back to his old job. They never should have fired him. I mean, hindsight 2020.
No,
they shouldn't have fired the guy. He's too valuable.
But
it sucks for AEW because they're going to lose something really valuable too. But whatever.
Yep.
I'm starting to really vibe on the idea that AEW's better off not bringing all these people in because they have their own style and they have their own way of doing shit, and those fans respond to their way of doing it. And when you bring in the people that don't do it your way, it doesn't mesh and it doesn't click.
So go ahead.
That's just starting to be my opinion. So really, William Regal probably not a prime example of this because he's just a fucking genius.
Yeah.
But I'm more interested in them building up the AEW guys and having that as opposed to trying to make them these are the guys that work for WWE that were unhappy that are now here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's a big difference between AEW and WCW because there's a lot of similarities in a way. Rich guy in charge, the way they're booking, the things they're doing, they're getting hot, like all that. But we don't need it to be just like WWE because I think part of the reason that me personally, and I think probably you, Bud, not you so much, Leon, because you're kind of a mark, but you, Bud, part of the reason that we went to it so fast is you started watching it and you saw the work of the ring and you were like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
It was different. Yeah. It wasn't two big guys slapping each other in the tits. Which is Leon's favorite.
I think the parallel between AEW and WCW is a great one because you do have I think it's almost the same with one huge caveat, and that is Tony Khan understands wrestling and he understands what you need to do to make a wrestling company.
Can I ask you a question though?
Sure.
Can I ask you a question? Who is a better businessman, Tony Khan or Eric Bischoff? Because I think Eric Bischoff understands business better than Tony Khan.
I don't really know.
Which was Eric's downfall in the end, was he wasn't a true wrestling guy.
Yeah.
Which I think is the difference.
Yeah.
But I think...
Yeah, he was a fucking salesman.
Yeah, and I think... But Bischoff, that got so hot, and he just never could... He could never bring himself away from the NWO.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Tony Khan's way more likely... He plays with something for a while, and then just, boom, done.
Yeah.
Next thing, boom, 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 done. And that's kind of been his
Yeah,
MO.
he puts it on the shelf and forgets about it.
Which isn't bad, because he's keeping shit a little more fresh.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, because then when they bring it back, it's a bigger deal.
Yeah. But I agree with your point, though. That's good. He's way more of a wrestling guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he understands the fans better, because I think he is one.
Yeah.
But there's got to be a fine line between that, because you can't fanboy out all the time. Sometimes you have to, you know.
Yeah, I honestly think Brawl Out is kind of a perfect example of that. Because I think that he let Punk go because of how big of a fan he is of Punk. And it didn't really pan out in that particular circumstance.
No.
So he also commented on the fact that after Final Battle, they're going to start talking about the future of Ringer of Honor. Ringer of Honor. And also, he said that Ring of Honor is going to get, starting this week, less focus on AEW. Both of those say to me, TV deal. Thoughts?
Yeah. If they have one. I mean, I would think that they would announce it, or they have a plan to put it on YouTube or something. There's certain guys I think that will still be on AEW TV, like Samoa Joe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jericho was champion. They're not going to take him off TV.
So they actually updated their roster on the ROH website, and Chris Jericho's featured, FTR is featured.
And I think they'll be on the show, but I don't think they'll be as often.
Those guys
are the Briscoes on there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm pretty sure the Briscoes are on there. They
should be. Some of these guys, you know, like I love Dalton Castle.
Mm-hmm.
Love him, love his character, think he's great. Put him on ROH. It's where he belongs.
For now, anyway.
On AEW, he's not near the top. He's going to be better served in ROH. There's a couple other guys like that. I think Claudio should be an ROH guy.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, he could be on AEW, that's fine, but I think ROH gives him a chance to do more because he's kind of buried.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you put him in ROH, I think he's near the top.
I mean, if you look at Blackpool right now, we've lost Regal. Danielson and Moxley are probably going to fight at some point in the near future.
No, I don't think so. Not after tonight. They're not going to do that.
Okay, well, I didn't.
They're setting Danielson up for MJF. That is the feud they're setting up.
Yeah, I know that. I just think they've had those two at odds with each other before. Like before BCC started, those two were at odds. So I think you can revisit that storyline, but maybe they're not going to. I don't know.
I think they're gonna watch the show. I don't want to spoil it for you. Watch the show. Leon saw it. He knows.
It's tough to see.
What's the other
things
part of
happening?
I was going to say? I don't know. Somebody asked him about Athena. He said she's doing very well now. He likes her aggressiveness. She has displayed and called it compelling TV, and I would have to agree.
They've picked up with her.
The last Rampage I saw, she was in it, and she's awesome. Like she's a great wrestler, but like her character has evolved to be vicious, and I love it.
They needed.
Apparently, Maria Kanellis has some sort of backstage role, looking for women's talent, which seems good. Is there anything else that was interesting?
I liked Maria. She was, of all the Diva Search contestants, she was my favorite. She seemed like the most likable. Yeah. Like genuinely the most likable.
Mm-hmm.
And she was never given anything good, but everything she did was pretty solid.
But she is one of the few. I mean, even of like Tough Enough or NXT or whatever, she's one of the few that actually has a passion for the business or developed a passion for the business. Like she went into it and she's still.
She was Diva Search. She was first Diva
Oh,
Search.
that's right.
She didn't win though, did she? Who won the first?
No,
Diva
she was
Search?
like second place.
I want to say it was Christy Hemme, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was.
I
Christy
think so.
Hemme. It came down to
I think so.
Christy Hemme, and that girl that no one liked. Right? Yeah, I think so.
That's a wide thing. That girl that no one likes.
That one that they said her gap was so wide you could fly a plane down it, or something.
Jesus.
Then they had like a huge like shoot brawl fight thing that went out of hand. I can't remember. Carmella? No, not Carmella.
No, it wasn't.
No, it might have been.
No, Melo's second generation. I don't think she did.
No. It wasn't her. It might have been an older one. I'm gonna look this up. But talk about the next thing.
Okay. All right. Well, that's. I think those are the big points for the conversation. Aside from the fact that he says that Jade is a great champion with huge star power, great crossover appeal, and I think we've said that before. We kind of don't. I think the three of us are not crazy about her run right now, but I think it's absolutely true that she has star power, and she's a great crossover individual.
It was Carmella. What the hell is her last name? Descara or something? She was on there. She was a complete bitch. And she treated everybody like shit, and everybody called her, referred to her as a whore. Well, I remember that because I remember they had a match at a pay-per-view, and it was really fucking bad, but it was like stiff, and they were legitimately mad at each other. That's the only reason they did it. And then Carmella went away and never came back. So, yeah.
They're throwing bombs.
Whole bombs.
What
did he say about Jade? I half heard
that she has star appeal, and that she has great crossover.
Star power, crossover
appeal. Yes.
They gotta do something with her though, man. She's so fucking boring.
I mean, but I think he's right. I think he cares less about the fact that she can't wrestle very well, because he sees those other two aspects as more important. And the three of us, I think,
I don't think she's a bad wrestler.
No, she's not.
I think she's green because she doesn't have any experience, but she also like don't book her bad.
Mm-hmm.
That would help a lot. I think that would help more than anything.
Yeah.
If you booked her a little smarter.
Yeah.
You gave her a title that you've pretty much now ruined because no one cares about that title. It means nothing. They have to put it on somebody else. Somebody else is gonna have to build that title up.
Bow Wow.
So you've basically wasted a title on her.
Mrs. Bow Wow. Yeah.
Hey,
no, I agree.
Sasha Banks, man. It's got to be Sasha.
I mean,
it's got to be.
It would be cool.
Did you see her on the promo for that new reality competition thing that the Bella Girl's on?
No.
It was on a commercial during Dynamite.
No, I didn't pay attention that closely to the commercial.
Yeah, it's some new reality competition show hosted by one of the Bellas, Carson Daly, and I forgot some other reality show.
What name do they use for her?
I want to say her ring name.
They use Sasha Banks.
Think. Okay. No, they didn't use her. No, they didn't use her name, any name at all. Just saw her in like the promo shots and everything.
Okay.
The little clips that they were showing, but it's easily identifiable as her.
Well, if Bud was on there, I'd say it was easily identifiable as Bud. So yeah, it's the person.
Okay.
Wonder if she's going to be Mercedes.
That's what I'm wondering too.
Probably. I mean, even if unless it's like WWE oriented, produced, whatever.
Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
It's a stupid name, but it worked.
Okay.
All right, we got through that. Now what do we got, Bud?
So now I'm just wondering if we could talk about some of the folks who are doing really well right now. We touched on Blackpool Combat Club. In Town, you seem to have some opinions about what they're going to be up to next, or maybe that they are hinting at something happening next.
They're just not going to split them up. I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think Bryan's going to fight MJF. Moxley's obviously going to fight Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're just going to kind of keep doing their thing. I think they're going to evolve a little because Regal's gone, but I don't think they're going to go away. That's just my opinion.
Which is interesting. And I said that, I said this last week, but like, we've been conditioned to think that if one guy betrays the group, then the group is going to break up, because that's usually what happens in WWE. Vince McMahon booking is like, one guy defects, so then all of them are going to defect. They don't have to do that. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
And I don't think they're gonna.
Why would they?
You got to watch the promo that Regal did tonight, and that kind of explains.
good.
It was a good promo. It was well done, and it was kind of his goodbye, which is what everybody knew. So, and I think Moxley's going to take.
I like the way they framed it.
I think Moxley's going to take a bigger leadership role now. I think he's kind of going to be the head guy.
I could see that. That makes a lot of sense. Moxley is sort of, I mean, he's taken the leadership role of the locker room.
Yeah, and I
at
think
least
that's
on
good.
screen.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that'll be fine. I don't see them doing anything too wild.
So what about House of Black returning?
Fine.
Yeah.
It's too early. I got to see what they're actually going to do. If they're just going to come out and beat up people, great. What are you going to do with them? Like, you got to... Malachi Black is really good.
He's
that was
also
my
smart.
thought too. I'm just hoping that it actually leads somewhere to something
He's
other than
really,
just random fucking jumpings.
He's really, really good. He's no MJF, but he's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I just took a shot at Liam. Let's see what he does. No, I think Malachi Black is fucking amazing, and the fact that they haven't put him in a high-profile feud, like, what the fuck are we doing?
I mean, maybe
That's
they're
a guy...
of the opinion that he doesn't need it. It's hard. It's easy to see that. I don't think that he needs. You said high-profile feud, and I automatically thought title, and I don't think he needs a title.
No, he doesn't need the title, but he could feud with. Who the hell wouldn't want to see Danielson against him, or who wouldn't want to see Omega against him?
Yes.
Like, come on. Like, there's guy, and instead we got like that Cody feud, which Cody wound up winning, and everybody was just like, oh. We forget that about Cody. I don't miss Cody. I know I've said that before, but his booking was so hard to book him because you couldn't make him champion. So he became like a placeholder of, here I am, here's a champion. You got to get through me to get there. But he didn't like put everybody over. He would lose to you one time, and then he would just fucking dominate you in the rematches. That's all that happened to every single person.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
You know, and it's just like, and then people are like, well, this fucking guy always wins. He loses the first match, and then he comes back and wins. Who cares?
Yeah, it's, some big surprise domination in the first one, and then, he's grit and determined now, and you can't get him again. He's learned.
It was the same thing every time.
Mm-hmm.
I was not a fan of the way they booked him. I thought Cody did some cool shit, but AEW was never Cody Rhodes to me. It was more of the Omegas and the guys like that, and like Moxley. I thought initially that their ace was going to be Cody Rhodes, but then fucking Moxley showed up, and that's an ace. Mm-hmm. That's your fucking guy, and he's been the guy since day one. So,
yeah, I would agree. I think, and to your point earlier about them not bringing in WWE guys, I think if they're really, really calculated about it, it makes sense.
They can do it, but they can't just bring them in.
They can't just bring in like 5 guys or 6 guys because you're going to start losing. You're going to start losing your AEW homegrown guys.
I feel like this AEW in the past couple months has gone back to the way it was at the beginning.
Yes.
And for a while it became it was so heavy on like the stars.
Yeah.
It was so heavy on Punk and this and that, da-da-da-da-da. And when they were kind of coming up and kicking ass, you saw like different people every week, and I think that's a really important piece of their product.
Mm-hmm.
That was something that they weren't doing. They weren't doing there for a while because it was like, we're just gonna plaster CM Punk all over the show because he's our top guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked sometimes, and sometimes it didn't. It just kind of all depended.
But I think in this phone call, if I remember correctly, Tony Khan talked about how he likes putting people on the show who are like locals or not really well known, because that's something that they did in WCW and hasn't really been done since, where they would bring in a local guy or like a guy who was less known, and just see how he does. And I could be wrong here, but I think that's what happened with Willow Nightingale. Like they brought her in.
There's other people.
And
that was
awesome.
Eddie Kingston too.
Eddie Kingston.
That was
too,
Eddie
yeah,
Kingston
yeah.
too. Yeah. I think it's good. I think you got to give those people a shot. I think it's a good way to get talent in. Though sometimes, that one guy they had, Warhorse.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He came in and fought Cody, and everybody was talking about how great he was. And well, they signed Eddie Kingston. There's no way they're not going to sign Warhorse. They didn't fucking sign Warhorse because it was not good. Like he's an indie guy, and he's got like an Ultimate Warrior vibe, but he's not as big and muscular, and he's not as charismatic. Because the Warrior was charismatic. You didn't know why or how or what planet he was on, but he was charismatic.
He was, yeah. I would agree. Yeah, I think that's a definite upside, because I think they're scoping out both sides. They're scoping out the guys who are making it in WWE or just starting out in WWE in particular. Like, Adam Cole is a great example of that. But they're also scoping the indies and seeing what those guys are doing. I appreciate that. It's good.
I don't know. I feel like as a whole business right now, everything's in a better spot.
Yeah.
Because like I said, Triple H can functionally run a company, and Vinnie Mac was not at a point where he could do that anymore.
He could run a sports entertainment company, and I think
kind of
Triple H is.
He was fading on that too.
Yeah, that's fair. Triple H is better about making it more diverse than that. The 3-ring circus, I suppose you could call it. I don't know if that's the exact terminology.
I see somebody's been playing TEW.
I just knew that phrase. All right.
Oh, that's
I'm a smart mark. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's a wrestling phrase. Yeah.
I was a lot of wrestling phases.
If you don't like the lions, here's the monkeys. If you don't like the monkeys, here are the clowns. If you don't like the clowns, here are the trapeze artists.
Yeah.
Something for everyone.
C-Town, I know shit.
I think we should make a wrestling plumber.
Name him Theo Hopper.
We're gonna name him PP Crapper.
Okay.
That was Vince McMahon's first take
Crapper.
on the name, actually.
I don't think
I want to call him Poo Poo Crapper.
Okay.
Poo Poo Shitter.
Sweet.
No,
I got an idea in.
Can't say shitter. It's not appropriate for the kids.
You can say shitter on AEW.
No, it's Poo Poo Crapper.
What if we dress a guy up in a dick costume, but it's not a dick costume, it's just kind of a dick costume, and then we just call him the Phallus?
But you spell it like Greek or something.
Yeah, like really not the correct way to spell it. It's copyrighted. We copyrighted the look. And then he like comes to Leah's house and like, we're suing you for copyright because of your penis. I wouldn't put it past.
Oh,
Vince McMahon copyrights penises. No one's allowed to have a penis anymore.
A little random.
Oddly specific. Big jam. Do we want to talk about Orange Cassidy?
Sure.
I know Town does. We talked last week and said that he's being booked incredibly, and I think maybe that was an understatement. Because if we look at all of the matches that he's had since he's won that title, of which he's had a lot, like
every week,
it's great that he's continuously having matches, and they're all great. Konosuke, no, he didn't fight Takeshita. Katsuyori Shibata was an amazing match. Luchasaurus, was it Luchasaurus? Yeah, it was Luchasaurus
and
crap.
Roosh or 10.
Oh, 10. It was Roosh. No, it was 10. You're right. It was 10.
Yeah.
No, it was shit. Now I don't remember. No,
Rouge
you're
sounds
right.
like
You're right.
douche.
Toro Blanco.
Well, then who? Because
he had like back-to-back triple threats.
Yeah.
Nah.
But what was the other one?
Rouge was in the other one. Or was it no, it was Rouge and it was somebody else.
Fuck. This is gonna bug me.
It wasn't fuck.
He's an ROH guy.
Are you sure?
I don't see him as much. Spelled PHUKK.
Hey. I just want you to remember we did that. That's our gimmick. They can't take it. We had
as I was spelling it, I was like
James Fat, and Jimmy Fuck. So they're both PHs.
Would that make him a second generation superstar? Sorry, second generation wrestler?
Definitely. I remember making that team and like it was so stupid. And it was Jensen and it was Crispy. And Crispy's like, well, I don't want my name to be Fuck. And Jensen's like, I want my name to be Fuck.
Of course he did. Absolutely.
Like, we have no argument. Let's go.
All right. It's in agreement.
Jimmy Fat and James Fuck. Yeah. Or it was James. Was it James Fuck or was it James Fat? I think it was James Fat and Jimmy Fuck because Jimmy Fuck sounds way funnier than James Fuck.
Yeah.
They have the same first name essentially.
Yeah.
But
just different a little bit.
I had a ladder match against him once when I was DGM wearing long underwear in the middle of a heat wave.
Yes, you did.
We were total Hardy Boy ripoffs.
You were.
And then Rainville stayed exactly the same, and then I turned into a Hawaiian shirt wearing idiot. Who got arrested for red pepper.
But that's like Rainville's characters. All of his characters.
Nemo.
All of his characters were a little bit unique at the beginning, but then they stayed the same all through his run. Nemo was like Jeff Hardy, and he's like, and we're like, oh, that's
always
we have a Jeff Hardy, isn't that nice? And then it's just always Jeff Hardy, and it's not even a different Jeff Hardy; it's the same Jeff Hardy through the whole thing. That's not true though. It's just like
Scott Borden was always the same.
Yes,
except for his heel run, which was catastrophically disastrous. I don't know what the fuck we were thinking. Well, I do. I was always heel and he was always face. We wanted to switch.
Yeah.
And then
I don't remember him being a very good heel.
Formula.
I just cut promos about pickled eggs.
Yes, you did.
All I talked about. And
I remember
Rainville was eggs. Like, we at one point accused him of like having intercourse with a chihuahua, and we'd bark at him during his promos. And it's just like. Then his heel promos were so bad they didn't make any fucking sense. And then he had like two different girls with him at one point, and we turned Shockwave turned heel.
Yeah.
Because you had to cut promos for him because you guys were like the corporation.
Yeah.
So you had to start cutting promos for him, and then he'd like come in at the end and give a really shitty like 4 sentences in a catchphrase, and everybody'd be like, "Oh my fucking god, dude!" He could work his ass off, but he couldn't cut a promo.
No.
And he couldn't play heel. I don't even know what his character was.
He was Scott Borden.
I'm Scott Borden, but boo me because I did a bad thing. Because he wasn't like cowardly. He wasn't dastardly. He wasn't like overly aggressive. He's just kind of there.
He's just sort of jerky sometimes, but nobody understood why.
Not really. Because
I'm like a little mad at him. I don't really know why though.
Did that 5-year-old just throw an insult at me?
Why is everybody mad at this man?
But hold on. When we brought Leon in, he was really tall, so we just made him a heel.
Yeah.
But he was a shitty heel. He could not play heel when we first got him.
Yeah.
He had no idea what he was doing because he wanted to be a face because being a face is easier. I still stand by that. It's super easy to be a good guy.
I think it depends on the person.
Well, I thought it was easy to be a good guy, and I was a much better heel.
Being a face is easier. Being a heel is more fun.
Yeah. Being a heel is way more fun. But I remember we made you a heel, and you had on that goofy freaking hat, and you couldn't work, and you couldn't do anything, and you cut a promo, and you were just loud. Yeah. It's like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
His first match was the Brood. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
His offense was throwing us into the wall, and then he got disqualified because we didn't want him to lose. But we also didn't want him to win the tag team championships.
Yes. Because why?
That was like in the height of our. That was in the height of our tie-dye sweatpant days.
Mm-hmm.
That was beautiful. That was a beautiful time.
Thought I was fighting hardcore.
Yeah, I'm not hardcore. I'm the town drunk.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, that was good. Good time.
That was our fucking entrance coming off the ramp, where we both go to raise our arms and bump into each other and fall over.
Oh, I miss that so
much. The Brood was fucking amazing, man. We were so but we didn't care. I think that's why it worked so well, is because we never gave it. I didn't care how stupid I looked. It was town drunk. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, your other character, you're so protective of because you want to look cool. But for this guy, it's like, yeah, I got no problem doing this. I don't care what it is. Let's do it. Let's get lost. Let's get lost in like a row of trees.
Let's look foolish. Who cares?
Which
is kind of a great lesson for life. The Brood understands
Be the
life.
Brood. Be the Brood.
Be the Brood.
Be the Brood. And then Leon, I remember when Leon came in too, and he jumped on my fucking back, and I was supposed to act like I had a hurt back and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was the straight man, and I'm sitting there like, this doesn't make sense. Why would Town be the straight man? It has to be Bud.
Yeah,
because Bud was so naive and innocent
and nerdy
and just genuine and nice.
Yeah.
Like legitimately wanted to help everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we ever could turn you heel for that reason. We turned Town heel once.
We did.
It worked.
I don't remember it working.
No, it worked really well.
Heel.
Leon turned heel. That was
threw a beating with Floppy.
He did. He kicked your ass with Floppy, and then I didn't come save you.
That's how I.
And it was with pain. And then I had the overrun. I came out in the overrun and beat the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, but nobody got to see it because it was in the overrun.
I loved our
Leon was frustrated.
I loved our overruns.
Our overruns were always fun. That was a little poem. It was nice to see Kenny Omega close out the show last week.
Yeah, I agree. I like that.
It doesn't have.
I thought that was a good match. I thought it was good to do.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it. It was different, but I do still worry. As we said last week, I do worry that it's gonna get stale. So we should see.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see. What else you got, bud?
I got Ricky Starks and MJF. We could talk about them.
You got to watch tonight. We can't spoil that for you. Tonight was really good.
Well, then, let's talk about... Well, then we're done.
Let's tell more stupid WWA stories.
Yeah, okay.
Those are always fun.
Yeah, let's do that.
We're kind of on a roll.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another stupid one. Leon's debut was fun.
Like Leon's
he had on
debut?
that big. We're not Leon. Borgasmos.
Yeah.
He had the tall hat and he had really big sunglasses.
I don't remember the sunglasses.
And we were just like, "What the fuck are you?" I'm Borgasmo. What the fuck is a Borgasmo? I don't know, but I like it.
He's a Cabana Boy /
you were so colorful when you came in, and then after a month, everything was black. That's literally what happened. And then it was like he came out to Pantera and shit. It was just like, That
was when I turned heel.
Yeah, you and Sam, when you turned heel. So like you came in and you were kind of heel, and then you were kind of face, and then you were like full on heel. That was the match.
When I was full on heel with my championship run or whatever, it was switched to Pantera's Becoming.
Yep. And then also you had you get the belt so quick. You and Sam, when you guys were kind of on your corporate kick with fucking A, how did that go? When Borden and Hardcore left, but then they came back and we had the match where we hit you in the nuts like 46 times. That was the first time you were actually probably a good heel. I remember that. I remember Leanne being mad. It's funny. Then you won the belt. When you won the belt, though, you were a face.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It was like after I had come back and turned heel or something. You're right. It wasn't the championship thing. It was later on.
Yeah.
The first time I did like a full on turn.
You were, because you were pretty much orgasmal. You coming out to wait and bleed and everything.
We were like talking on AAM, and you're like, you need something different for when you're going to be a heel. And I was like, how about this?
What's good? I liked it.
And you said, okay, that works. Kind of the same like when I came back after college, and I was going to be the Undertaker version of me. You're like, you need to come up with something different for this.
In all honesty, that was probably, I don't even know how many attempts we made to have a dark character like that. I don't know how many Bud did personally. Like 5 or 6. They all were bad. I think I tried it once and quit like after a week.
No, I just had the one.
Greenberg, we tried to make Greenberg like that, and we called him Blackberg. And
God.
Do you know who his fucking henchmen were? Do you remember this? It was the fucking Brood. Town and Bud. We had an old little like a little Chinese table, you know, those tables that are just like a little bit off the ground. We had one of those, and it had like the design on it, and we broke it, and we put a ring of beer cans around it, and Bud and I would hop out from behind a tree, and they would turn the light on, and we act like we were coming up like the actual Brood did out of the smoke. Except it was out of the little thing of beer cans.
And we used the Brood theme song.
Yeah, we did.
I think that was when we got the name, because up until that point, I think we were just the Town Drunken Bud
No.
Robinson.
No, that's not true. We were always the Brood.
Really?
Because I remember you and I were just bullshitting once, and I said, yeah, we should just rip off Edge and Christian. We should be the Brood, but BREWD, because I'm the Town Drunk, and you laughed, ha ha ha. And then we went to Assface McAssington. That was when we got the belts, and he didn't want to give it to us. Mm-hmm. And we just kept them. We never looked back. Because we were the only tag team.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we were always the Brood, but that was when we kind of became Goth Brood for like
half a minute.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
Blackberg did not work. He was not.
No, because he was goofy like we were.
We took the 3 goofiest fuckers and tried to make him like the fucking Ministry. Oh my god.
I think we knew that though. I think that we knew that wasn't going to be seriously Ministry compatible.
Probably not, but it was an idea in our head.
It was good.
We can be like the Brood. Why not? We're the Brood. We're kind of the same thing.
They're
like a dark vampire tag team, and we're 2 fucking idiots. Complete idiots. Oh. Then we got fucking Leon. Yeah, we had a lot of people in the Brood. Jesus Christ. That was funny, though. That they're coming out of the beer cans.
Do not think Jesus Christ was in the Brood.
Was stupid. It was stupid, but it was coming
good.
through those beer. Oh, it was perfect for us. It was fucking perfect.
I think that's a perfect example of how something can be amazing and stupid at the same time.
It was perfect. Do you remember when we we made fun of the NWO? Oh my god, Steve, the Real American. I turned heel, and I went to Hollywood Steve. I just ripped off Hulk Hogan. You weren't even there for that, I don't think, Leon. And I was the lightweight champion.
You were,
which made zero fucking sense. And I acted like I was Hulk Hogan with the belt, and you were in it, and you were Taboo. Mm-hmm. And we had Handy Snack.
We had all of our WWE ripoff guys. Yeah,
we're all in it, and we acted like we never fucking won. Never won.
I was Andrew for that.
Were you in that as Andrew?
So. I think
he was in it as Andrew. Yeah, he was in that as Andrew. Do you remember? I also remember the time, speaking of those characters, when we made Handy Snack. He won a belt. I think it was the hardcore belt. It had to have been the hardcore belt. We had him win the hardcore belt, and it was when hardcore was in power. Mm-hmm. Because I remember doing these segments, because I'd have to walk in as hardcore and do something, walk out, and then walk back in as another person. Which was common for us. Yeah. But Handy Snack was trying to start like a union and go against hardcore's ways or whatever, and we ran that for like 3 weeks, and then I just beat the shit out of him and we forgot about it. Really followed through on that storyline. Really followed through.
I mean, if you were trying to start a union and your boss kicked the shit out of you, you might stop.
I don't want to start a union. He beat me up. That was around. God, Leon probably would have been there for that one. I feel like no, that might have been earlier. That was probably earlier. Because I'm trying to think it was before those. Or maybe it was around the time the RBW guys came. Remember those guys? RBW?
Yeah.
Oh, those poor kids.
They weren't. Ricky could cut a promo and had a character, but that was it. And he was also the commissioner there for a while, and I gave him the thing where I put his head in the water and a big booger came out. And like you saw the shadow in the light. Because Leon pointed it out. Oh my god, look at that booger. I don't even remember what he was commissioned something or other. We had a lot of commissioners.
We did, yeah.
We first started though, we didn't have any authority.
No.
Because we didn't have the foresight to understand that.
We also didn't, I don't think we really wanted it.
I don't.
At that point, it was played in WWE.
Didn't understand the booking.
We started in 98.
Possibilities of that.
This is 1998, but nothing was played.
Yes, it was.
It was brand new.
No, it wasn't.
In 98, it was
you're
brand
right.
new.
You're right.
In 98, it was brand fucking new. We had no idea. That's probably part of it. And the other part of it was I don't think we... do you remember how we used to book those shows? Well, you didn't book them, so you don't.
No,
but
I didn't.
we booked a pay-per-view every weekend.
Yeah.
And we didn't have any actual shows.
Yeah.
So it was like a lot of shit happened really quick.
Yeah.
And it didn't make for anything easy to follow. So it would change like boom to boom to boom.
Mm-hmm.
There's no time to build everything, so you never knew quite what was going on. Which is why when we took Power and I took Power when I got more involved, I'm like, dude, we gotta have shows. You can't just run a pay-per-view every fucking month. It doesn't make any sense. And it worked a lot better.
Yeah.
You're able to tell stories then. Like Leon going to the Fruity Booty room.
When did that happen? Oh, was that the time that he got his nipple pierced?
Fuck, that was Leon's favorite hideout.
It was his favorite bar. No, it was his doctor. It wasn't a bar. It was where he went to the doctor.
It was where I got tagged at the doctor.
Yeah.
I do not remember this.
We ribbed the shit out of you with that one. When he picked up his shirt.
Oh, yeah. No, I thought you were talking about something else. Yeah, no, that was amazing.
That was that time. You just fucking did one of these where you just looked out and you just tried out the break.
I knew you were fucking with me. I knew he didn't get his nipple pierced, but when you had it prepared like that, like
it was all about the preparation.
Oh my god.
That was a well planned out rib on Bud. But it worked.
Fucking killed me.
Like this kind of looks like a piercing barbell. You know. That will put that over my nipple with a like a Band-Aid.
Yep, we did it. There it was. Poor Bud just looks down and he was fucking broke. That last summer,
mm-hmm.
Everything that we did in that basement, our pre-tapes, was gold. Best work we ever did. And in the ring, I think that was the best work we ever did too. We were just good because we've been doing it for so damn long. But those pre-tapes, man, they were funny. They were to the point when they needed to serve a purpose. They served a purpose. There was no fucking around with it. We did what we had to do, which was impressive for us because a lot of times we didn't do that.
Well, I think you nailed it you hit it on the head. Like the fact that we were doing them all, like we were doing the pre-tapes all together and we were doing the matches all together. Because otherwise it's just everybody's wandering around all over the place. You gotta go chase somebody down because they're on a match now, but they were on a pre-tape like 2 segments ago. Or a promo 2 segments ago.
That was fun. And I think having the Brood be the centerpiece of the whole thing worked even better. Because everything flowed through the Brood, which was hilarious. Town was the greatest commissioner any company has ever seen ever anywhere.
I agree.
He should be the CEO of some big company.
Whatever, do it.
Yeah, okay, cool. Great. Yeah. You want to fight that? Yeah, okay, whatever.
Perhaps
Chetty bang bang. Chet Danielson, if we made a WrestleCrap page, and I hate to say it because I liked him, he would have been on there.
Yeah. I mean,
Chet Danielson would have been on there. Sambo MacArthur, Rainville's UFC fighter.
Oh my god!
Don't know how we ever came up with that fucking name.
Oh my god!
That's a beautiful name.
Borderline
that might be
racist.
That's his freaking porn name. His first pet was Sambo, and he lived on MacArthur. That's how we got that name. That's how we got that name. I just remembered.
Oh god!
Sambo MacArthur sucked. JC sucked. JC sucked bad.
I'm not afraid to admit that JC's was awful. He wasn't even hilarious and awful. He was just awful.
Our gobbledygooker moment in the whole of WWA is the fireball. That's the fucking moment.
I am happy that I was a part of
that. That is the moment.
That was so
Oh my god, a fireball!
Let's just use a fireball. And what's worse is that was the best option. That was the best option.
I just remember
the other one was like one guy's in front of the camera, so you can't see anything.
I just remember like being like,
oh god,
I don't know why that was our dear leader, and he was like, we gotta have a fireball. The fuck are we gonna get a fireball? What are we gonna do? Well, can we add something in like post? I don't know how to do that. It's a VHS tape. What are you like? No
special effects.
Freaking 1998. It's like, yeah, no, I don't think
we got a production suite here.
I don't think we're gonna be able to do that. I just
got a video camera. We got a video camera and some VHS tapes.
So then he wanted to use a Bic lighter and like flash it while you lit it.
And I said no. I think I was the one that said no to that.
But that was stupid. That was stupid.
No, absolutely.
So then it's like, well, I got a flashlight. Well, yeah, we'll use the flashlight. So you point it from over here because I'm standing behind the bar and I click it on and click it off. And I'm like, what? Here's fucking Bud Robinson selling a flashlight to the eyes. Which for a normal person would be, hey, get that out of my eyes, it's kind of bright. But the buddy was, oh, it's going to go down.
Yeah, I took a good bump for that one.
You just fell flat.
I did.
We did it we had to do like 3 takes.
We did, yeah.
They were all bad. We finally went with the last one, and I'm like, that one sucks too, but whatever.
Felt it like death.
Then we all ran in the ring like fucking you were dead.
Oh god.
Oh, it was amazing. That was fucking amazing. We had some stupid. Some of that shit was so stupid. That was a bad one.
Yeah.
The match I had with our dear leader for Schools Out. It was Schools Out probably after our junior year, where he wanted to do the best of 5 tables match.
Oh
what
yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. And none of the tables broke.
Yeah, I remember that because you used plywood, didn't
broke.
you?
So you got to be put through a table 3 times to lose.
But no, 5 times to lose. And it was a really.
So that'd be best of 9.
Something like that. But you had to go through the table 5 times. And I remember I landed on one, and I just fell back, and I sat there, and the table didn't fucking break. And Jensen was the ref and just goes, huh. He just laughed at me. And Mike's like, well, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. I'm like, dude, it's got to count because we ain't breaking this fucking wood.
Yeah.
And then I went through 3, and they were all pretty shitty because we didn't. For him and I got along to a degree, but we were never good in the ring because his style kind of dictated that he wanted a guy he could throw around, and he couldn't really work outside of that box. And he was so just dependent on spots. He was a spot guy. He wanted the cool spot. He didn't care about the rest of the match. He wanted the spot, which I've accused you and Rainville of doing many times, but you guys weren't like him. He literally I'm just trying to I want to hit this spot and this spot and this spot. Oh, okay. And then he didn't care about anything in the middle. So you'd have to call the whole match with him.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I don't mind doing that. But usually when you wrestle somebody, you call your spots, they call their spots. If you have some bigger spots, you decided beforehand. But like, you just kind of go up there and call it in the ring. And he'd be on offense. He wouldn't call anything. He'd just keep punching you. And it'd be like, okay, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? Until he worked up to that one spot. Then he'd do one move. And then he'd go back to punching and kicking. It's just like, okay, well, you're not doing anything here, bud. So, but I remember that. Then I put him through 5 tables. And I think I broke the last one, and that was it. And he was so mad about it. I'm like, dude, plywood was not a good choice. It was wet.
Yeah.
So that was.
I mean, it was also, if I remember correctly, thin. So it just bent. Like
yeah, it wasn't good plywood.
Yeah.
And I don't know where we got it. I don't remember. But yeah, that match sucked. I don't have any matches with him that I look back on fondly. Because they were all kind of.
I don't think I ever had any matches with him.
I did.
Kind of hated
me. He always, when he was champion. When he was champion, he always would want to lose the belt to me because, like, I think in his mind, I was the one that made sense to lose the belt to. And because I could kick his ass, and I think that was his logic. And I was like, what? And that didn't matter to me. But I remember, I won the belt from him as Bud Smith, and I didn't want to because I just had lost it as Hardcore. But I had a match with you, Bud.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I don't remember which character you were. I have no idea. Could have been Shockwave. I think it was Shockwave. It was probably Shockwave. And we had a match, and it was when I think I had the spiky belt. Maybe I didn't. The spiky belt was cool. But I had a match with you, and we had like a really, for not knowing each other that well, we had like it was in the basement. It was like probably our second or third like week of wrestling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we had it was the main event. We had a really fucking good main event.
Yeah.
Like, it was really good. Like, for then, we would look back at it now and be like, oh my God, that sucked. But like back then it was like, that was good. That made sense. It was a good match.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like worked with Rainville, and we were doing the hardcore thing, those matches. And those matches, while they weren't necessarily good, they were good. Mm-hmm. They were good for what they were.
Yeah.
And then I went and I had to wrestle him, and I beat him for the belt as Bud Smith. And I just remember being like, what a shitty match. Like, it was just bad. And then the following month, I fought Payne. I fought Rainville, and we had a really good match. And then I fought, I think I fought you or Schmaz after that, and those were good matches. And I was like, how come we're not having good matches with that guy? He worked well with like two people.
Mm-hmm.
So, good time though. Good time.
I think one of those people was Rainville, because he had good matches with everybody. Like, he was our utility guy. Like, Rainville was the guy who could pretty much work with anybody.
I feel at the end, anybody could have worked with anybody, and we did.
Yeah,
I think that was the beauty of what we were able to do, because
mm-hmm.
I think we all kind of found because Leon and I had very much a style that a lot of power, a lot of stuff like that. But we got in the ring, we were able to do what we had to do, and we just turned it into a wild brawl. And you and I had some really good matches. I had a lot of fun matches with you, and Hardcore and Borden obviously had their wild ass feud. But all those three matches were different.
Yeah.
And then like when I I think like a good point of that one would be when Leon and I had the submission matches
mm-hmm.
that were purposely bad. We were bad on purpose. We had really good chemistry in those matches. Yeah. We knew what the fuck we were doing, and it was like really easy.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with like Jensen. Jensen didn't do any. Jensen was really out of shape that last summer. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't doing anything, and he hadn't wrestled, and he comes back, and, like, we do stuff. I was a lifter. Rainbow was a lifter. Leon, I think you were probably lifting too. You were in football, and Bud, you're always doing shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we were all doing stuff, and we all came back, and we were, like, ready to go. And for him, it was really, really hard. But I had good matches with him that summer, too. That Nemo match that I had against Jensen at the last pay-per-view, I'm very proud of that match. Because we got out there, and we did, like, 2 moves, and he's blown. And he just looks at me, can you just hit you the pan? I'm like, no, I'm going to get you through. So I literally spoon-fed him. I never had to do that before. Like, I had to, like, literally fucking spoon-feed him the match. And, okay, do this, do that, do this, do that. I enjoyed that match. I thought that match was fun. It was short, but it served its purpose. But, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought we all had, at the end, I think we were having good matches with everybody.
Yeah, I would agree.
I would say. Even once we really got our timing down too, and we understood how the opening matches can't be 87 minutes, we could go out there and have a 5-minute match, just boom, 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 and be done and be really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
We got really good at those, which for a while we were.
No,
we were not so good at those. We were not so good at those.
Yeah.
Well, Jimbo was
wanted everything to be a fucking epic brawl, start to finish. 17 false falls.
Nope, can't do that.
Not everything has to be that.
That is a hard fucking concept.
Because yeah, learning how to pare shit down. Yeah, absolutely.
Because you want to go out there and you want to do your shit. And you want to go. You just want to have this great match, and then it's like, okay, well, if I have a great match now, then at the end,
you want to go out there and steal the show.
We're not going to have time to have a great match. I'm going to be tired, and we're literally going to run out of time. And we got really good. We got really good at timing those out towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
Try to think if there was anybody I ever absolutely hating working with, and there really wasn't.
Yeah, I don't remember hating working.
I didn't like working with Kazam because I thought I was gonna fucking break him, and I did not like Leon working with him. That made me nervous.
No, I've known John forever. I love working with John.
No, that's John. I'm talking Kazam. John was Neymar.
John was Neymar. My bad. I confused the two. Yeah, because he was.
His arms were this big, and that's not. And it's just like we weren't small guys. Like we're not small guys. You know what I mean? Nope. And gals, like you're big, Leon. Bud, you're muscular. You always have been. Like we're not little people.
Yep.
And like working with him was just like, why can I fucking kill this kid? Because I'd grab him, and I realize I'm stronger than most people, but I'd grab him, and I'd be like, oh fuck. Are you okay? Daymar was nuts. I didn't like working with Daymar, I guess, in a way, because you almost couldn't work with him.
He was wiggly.
He was erratic. He was all over the fucking board. It was hard to do.
Yeah, his stuff wasn't like most of us, like we understood kind of the I guess the flow of professional wrestling, the speed of it, the timing. His stuff was so non-conventional.
Yeah,
like
his character was amazing.
Like a Swerve Strickland type thing, where everything's just a little off timing from what you expect from a normal professional wrestler or a regular professional wrestler, whatever.
Yeah, that was hard. But on the mic, he was amazing. He was fucking amazing. He was fun.
Yeah.
He was a hell of a character.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think your worst gimmick was, Leon?
Worst gimmick? I mean, fuck, I didn't have that many. I mean, I had...
What about the time you had to portray Jaws?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow.
That one was bad, wasn't it?
That was like me all in gray sweats and shit, wasn't it?
He just flopping on the floor.
And shit. Yeah, what the fuck?
Good lord.
I think I've been 20 years. What the hell?
I don't remember. It was like we were making fun of horror movies. That's all we did.
Yeah.
Because Jimbo walked into the basement with no lights on. There's horror movies everywhere. And it was just basically Jake is Jimbo free-living as the rest of us were just going absolutely insane doing weird shit. And Rainville Triple G was Freddy Krueger, and he was like all up in your face with butter knives taped to his. And I remember you see that and you just go, well, I don't have any toast, but if I do, you're the guy to call. God. I don't remember what Jensen did. Jensen did something too, but I don't remember what it was. Because I was Jason, Rainbow was Freddy, Leon was Jaws.
Was he Michael Myers?
Yeah, he was something. I don't remember. Or was he the dead body? We had a dead body. It was probably him.
It might have been him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been
a dead body. Because I just remember that. Oh my god, that was so fucking funny. What was your worst gimmick, bud?
Jay Caesar.
Jaws, dear God.
Jay Caesar for sure.
JC. What about Hellraiser?
No, Jay Caesar was worse. I mean, maybe it's a tie, but like Jay Caesar, I had no. Hellraiser had like a point. He was supposed to be like this badass, and he was supposed to be a goth. It didn't come off, but like that was
goth
the point
with a cowboy hat and sweatpants.
Well, yeah, like the Undertaker goth, and the white dad shoes. But like JC was like, I am John Cena, and I do freestyle raps, and I didn't have any foresight outside of that. It wasn't even the John Cena thing. I was just like, I want to do freestyle raps on a camera, and they were awful.
But I don't really want to do freestyle raps, so I want to write them ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was going to change your opponent. I was going to change your opponent once. You were like, "You can't do that to me." I'm like, what? Why?
Okay, I'll switch it back. Like I've been practicing this freestyle all week.
I did change it back. I was like, "Oh, sorry."
At the last second.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's hard though. If you think about it, what was your worst gimmick? That's hard for me because I don't remember a lot of the really one-off ones. Well, I kind of do.
Should eliminate the one-offs and everything.
Yeah, I don't know what my worst one was.
Bud Light Boy.
Tubby Larson was pretty bad. Bud Light Boy probably, yeah, would be pretty bad. Tubby Larson was also a lightweight champion. We did not
probably Chet, even though how much I wanted him to succeed. Probably Chet.
Well, because I can't say hardcore. There was a point where I probably could have when I was doing the weird mop shit. Bud Smith sucked, but Bud Light Boy, Town, clearly not Town. Devo like teetered on the brink, but kind of like Devo was actually important and had like a purpose.
Yeah,
he was kind of like that mid-card monster. Steve is the real American. Fuck you guys. He was the best.
He is the real American.
Except
no
when he
other
became
real American.
Except when he became Hollywood Steve when he turned heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad. I think he was also Steve the American Badass for a little bit. I rode a bike around the ring. Yeah, that was Steve the American Badass.
Yes, you did.
It was the Undertaker for a little bit there too. I guess you're right, but it'd have to almost be Bud Light Boy because that character was.
So,
I have a Bud Light shirt and a Bud Light hat.
That was pretty much it.
And I do pile drivers called the Drunk Driver.
Actually, that was pretty good. I enjoyed
that. Was Town's initial finishing move.
Yeah,
it was the Drunk Driver, but it was a stunner. I hated doing the pile driver because it looks so shitty. Yeah, it looks so shitty.
Yeah, that's true.
And a lot of times I would get headbutted in the nuts.
Yeah, I could understand why you wouldn't want to do that.
Like, I would not have wanted to give fucking Leon a pile driver, let me tell you. I would have got castrated somehow.
I would have died.
Drunk. I hated the pedigree as a finishing move, too. Hated it. It hurt. It fucking hurt.
You had a lot
especially in the basement.
Fucking jump into your knees? Yeah, fuck that.
I got so sloppy with those towards the end. I was just like fucking diving backwards and like trying not to land on my fucking knees till I got my knee back. Then I didn't care. But like then I think I got Sam's hair caught in my knee pad or my knee because I had the braces. I got his hair caught on my brace like one night when I gave him a pedigree. And he's sitting there like, ow, ow. I'm like, I'm just gonna pull it. No. And I grab his hair and just go, pull my leg out. And he's like, oh fuck. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Face moves are good. But that worst gimmick's hard one. That's a hard one. But I think probably Bud Light Boy. Probably Chet for you, Leon, probably would be a good answer, except for the Jaws thing. That was pretty bad.
I don't know if you can count that, though. That was just like a one-off. He wasn't even a wrestler.
He was Jaws on the floor.
He was just a floppy
Andrew the Giant was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew served a purpose.
Andrew the Giant.
Did we ever have him turn heel on Steve? I think we did. And then I body slammed. We had to have done that. There's no way we didn't do that.
No, we absolutely did that.
Because I could have sworn we did that. Then I couldn't body slam you. Then I hit it and I beat you with a leg drop. And then we had nothing. We literally had nothing to do with Andrew, as I recall. Then we just kind of pushed him down. How about Dwarfy?
Dwarfy was fun as fuck, though.
I mean, he's
Jeb.
Jeb was fucking great.
Jeb was good.
Jeb was great. How did we come up with that one? Was that you? I don't ever remember coming up with Jeb. You probably got drunk and we were playing NASCAR on my PlayStation. You talk shit about Dale Earnhardt. And I was like, yeah, let's make that a gimmick. That's cool. I could see that happening.
Yeah.
I think Bud could too.
Something like that. Like it was something like you kind of just gave me the broad strokes, and I want to say it was like you were like, okay, you're gonna be this character, and he loves NASCAR. Go, something stupid like that, and I was just like, okay, no, because yeah, you want to be coming out to that fucking song.
That happened a lot. Town liked the song because it was stupid. Hey, make a character about this.
Yeah, the fucking Dale whatever with all the fucking NASCAR last names.
What was our best gimmick?
Oh God, I mean that's probably Borden.
No, I think it's the easiest question ever, and I think the answer is so obvious it's not even funny.
The Brood.
The fucking Brood by a mile.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I thought you were talking about like one wrestler.
Oh, well, but the Brood was our Brood. Most successful.
I would agree. Yeah.
Would you say Borden? I wouldn't say Borden. I don't think Borden's gimmick had much depth.
I was making a joke.
He was just our baby face. He was great at what he did.
Bite me, baby face.
Rex.
Oh God.
Rex was good.
We booked him somehow smart, and we got him over. And I don't know, we turned him face. You got to remember, we turned him face at a time where characters like that never could have been face, but he was like a huge baby face.
It's true,
and that was kind of like a organic thing, because he'd do the balls to the face, and it was the greatest thing ever. He'd hike those shorts up, and it'd just be full on moose knuckle, and he'd run at you full speed, and he'd just be like, "Oh dear God."
Oh God!
It happened to every one of us. You know it did.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. Rex was good. Orgasmo was good. I think all the big four were probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Shockwave was good. Hardcore was good.
Not as good as the Brood though.
No, I think the Brood was
I would totally agree with you.
I don't think anything. We were able to do so much with them, and we were able to do so much all over the card. It didn't matter if we were in the main event or the opening match or fighting like main event guys or fighting jobbers. It worked. We were able to do it. I mean, we had our never-ending feud with the Jacks.
Yeah, we never had closure on that.
We might have, though, bud, because we never lost. Not once.
Somebody call up Jeff Jarrett and let's book the Brood's last match against the Jacks. The entire Jack family. Just have Leon keep coming out.
Find them all. Everybody was. I think Brooke was a Jack.
Yeah, she was.
Yep.
Leon was a Jack.
She was a Jill though. Yep. She was like a Jill off or something like that.
Yeah, she was. That's right. That's right, because we're idiots like that. That was one of the funnier tag teams, the Jacks.
Yeah.
We never lost to them.
No.
We just had no takes. We're fighting the Jacks. We're the Jacks tonight. Jack down and Jack left. Let's go, whatever. Because it started off as Jack off and
Jack on.
Jack something else.
Jack on? It was probably Jack off and Jack on.
Probably. We had Jack up, Jack down, Jack right, Jack left. Jack everything.
Jack in, Jack out.
We had some good tag teams, though, over the years. We had some bad ones. DGM would be one that I would think would not be very good.
Yeah, they were good for a bit. Like a hot minute, they were good.
Hated them. Hated that character. And then I got to be the real Nemo. Nemo was one of my favorite characters, dude. He was so much fucking fun. He was so stupid, and it was just a chance to do the stupidest shit.
Yeah.
And it was like heel stupid shit. Because Town was never really heel like that.
No.
Nemo was just a little conniving dipshit dickhead.
Nemo was the bumbling heel.
Dipshit dickhead.
Him as Shockwave's lackey was pure gold.
That was a lot of fun.
Fucking gold. Well, because we also played it off like, I think one time we were running in it for an overrun. You're like, yeah, let's go. And then I ran in there, got my ass kicked, and you left. Like it was the perfect thing. Like Nemo's doing whatever he can do to impress Shockwave, but Shockwave just really honestly doesn't care because the guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
It's just about exploiting you.
Yeah.
It's good like that.
The Fat Fucks were a good take. Did they ever win the belts?
I don't think
There's no way.
No.
They maybe should have, but I don't think they did.
Dude, it was so hard to get anybody else those tag belts because, like, they'd be a tag team for a day and then they would never tag again.
That's the thing. It's like nobody really wanted to be a tag
team. They just
team.
wouldn't show up.
Yeah, there's that too. Jumpstart was really the first team that wanted to continue being a team.
And but they left too.
And then they left. Yeah.
They were fun though. That was a good feud. We got our comeuppance on them, and that worked really well. But then the reality of that situation was they left at the right time because we probably didn't have much left for them.
Yeah.
Because they were just kind of there. They were also not good wrestlers. But they didn't have to be.
No. They were fine. They were good enough. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should probably wrap this one up, Town.
Yeah, it's getting late. Town's got to go to bed.
Gotta go do that teach thing.
It's a kitty.
This little guy says that's Leon, and that's Town. I have been Bud Robinson. I don't know who this is. Squishy.
Why am I the left ass cheek?
Squishy cat. What?
Why was I the left ass cheek and Leon was the right?
I don't know.
Or were you pointing at us?
He's pointing at you that way. Like that.
I just thought you were
like that.
showing off.
This is his ass.
Yeah, my screen.
He does not have.
When you're pointing at Town, you're really pointing at me.
You're wrong. It's over this way and then this way.
Wait, who's over there?
This is Leon. This is Leon over here.
Okay, that's you to me.
That's Town right there.
This is Leon. This is Town.
Now, if I could like post that cat like coming in from your corner
this is
now.
Bud, and this is Town, and this is Leon.
I'm sorry, you're wrong.
No, this is Bud.
This is the stupidest outro we've ever had.
No, it's right here. Town is right here.
You're
Leon
wrong.
is
you're both
right
wrong.
here.
Oh, Bud's there.
You're both wrong.
Bud's
Good night, everybody.
Bud here.